It is so nice to be back. I've missed going live on TikTok. We are going to do some keychains, working on some keychains. I've got some that need to be resined as well, so we'll break out the UV resin. When these ones are done, they will need to be varnished before I can resin them. And then when they're drying, we're going to prep some more keychains and get some more ready to go. How are you guys doing? I've missed you. Hi, Jan. How are you, love? It's so good to see you. What's new and exciting? Hi, Janice. How you doing, love? It's so good to see you. I missed you guys so much. This feels so nice to be somewhat, at least, starting to climb back to normal. How's everybody doing? What you up to today? I've been still doing little bits here and there, trying to get some stuff done, but also trying to make sure that I'm resting and that Mom is resting and that Mom has everything she needs. We've got lots of appointments coming up, which is very exciting. We've got lots of support that's being brought in to help her, and anytime she is helped, I am spoiled, and that if she gets help, that immediately helps me. So there's lots of great things coming down the pipes, and I think I'm in the best place mentally that I've been in a very, very long time. And I'm really, really excited to spend more time with you guys and really just get back into the fun of why we're doing this. Hey, Barb. You know, I always say to you guys all the time, it's about the joy and following the joy. And, you know, it's time that I follow my own advice. And I do sometimes, right? But not as often as I'd really like to. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Got all kinds of stuff in the back of my mind of things that I want to do. And so if there's anything in particular that you guys are working on that you would like some feedback on, or you want to brainstorm or anything, please make sure you let me know. Ah, hello, Zumafu. How you doing, love? I'm so happy to see you too, honey. Nothing new and exciting except this girl can crochet a sloth. No! Sloths, that's amazing. Oh my god. That is pretty damn good news, if I've ever heard some, Jan. Yeah, Mom's doing a bit better. She's been able to deal with some solid food, which is really, really good. And a little more consistent with hydrating, which is really, really good. We've got appointments. Unfortunately, she's still testing positive. So until she... Oh, shit, I wasn't done with that color. Until she has a negative test, we're going to be a little bit slow. But holy crap, there's 210 people. Holy hell. Hi, guys. Holy shit. Aw, thank you, Sunshine. So this is my first TikTok live in about 2.5 weeks now. And I've missed you guys so much. You're still crawling out of the COVID hole. It's brutal, isn't it, Janice? This is no joke. It was hard. Your hand is doing better all the time. Amazing. And the sloth is so pink. Oh, I can't wait to see it, Jim. Will you send pictures? Are there pictures in the Instagram chat? Hi, Patty. How you doing, love? It's so good to see you. We're both doing a lot better. Thank you, love. Thank you. Thank you, sweet Jonesy. I'm so glad you like it. So this is the second side of the keychain. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. And then this is the other side of the keychain. And then I have a second design. So it's the same design and even same colors. I just did a different order of the colors on this side in comparison. Actually, why don't I just do this? Why don't I show you side by side here? I'm going to catch up on the comments. Please know that I will scroll through and catch up. So we've got two different ones. An exact same design, exact same colors, just all in a different order. So that's what the double-sided keychain is going to look like for this one. And then I have the same design that I did in this color scheme. And then this is the reverse side. So this is the two sides of this keychain. I did these particular designs on a couple larger canvases, and ever since then, it's the only thing I want to paint. And now I want to keep painting it and just paint it in a whole bunch of different designs, in a whole bunch of different colors, I mean. So, yeah, expect to see this design quite often over the next little while. It will be one of the mini patterns that I release. I want to have at least like 10 little mini ones before I release that pattern to make it worthwhile. And so this design will be one of those 10 patterns. Don't have an ETA on that one though, unfortunately. Hi David, how you doing? All right, I'm just gonna catch up on the comments here. Oh, thank you, Sunshine. You love the keychain. I'm so glad. Thank you. I do, Sunshine. The link to my website is in my bio. Now, these ones are not listed yet because they're not finished yet, but I hope to have these up on the website hopefully by the weekend. And then I'm going to start prepping some more because I'm going to start doing some more paw print keychains. I really, really like doing them. So I want to see how I can maybe even take this design and put it into a paw print design. It could be kind of cool. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, thank you, Ambi. I'm so glad you like them. Aren't they sweet? I really like them. I look at them and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cute. I love it. And they make me happy just to look at it. Hi, Chris. I'm doing good. I'm so glad you did too, Donna. So glad you did too. So the tool that I'm using is a clay sculpture tool. We call it a micro dotter. Anything with a sharp point like this, I used to use a sharp pencil. That would work. You can get different tools. It's kind of rounded on the end. They come in a set of 2 off of Amazon. So these are really good for doing the little teeny tiny swoops and everything like on this. And very, very little paint. I hope that answers your question, Kayla. Oh, thank you, Jeanette. I'm so glad you like it. Look at that cute puppy in your profile pic. Hi, Sue. How you doing, love? It's so good to see you. Welcome to everybody who's here that's new, that hasn't been on one of my lives before, or if we haven't met as of yet. I'm really happy to meet you. I hope that you enjoy the time that you spend here with us. Really, really pride ourselves on being a kind and loving and encouraging community, and we're happy you're here. Hi, Cassie. How you doing? Oh, you're welcome, Kayla. I'm scared pencils will leave marks. So what I would do with that instead is when you get a pencil and you sharpen it really, really, really sharp, maybe thinly coat it in a varnish. That should help. But you're right. That is a risk that you're going to take. So I would definitely recommend... there's a bunch of different artists out there that have some great tools on their website. I would check out .artdepot.com. They have great tool sets. And I actually have a discount code that you can use there if you spend $25 or more. I get a lot of the molds that I make stones from and everything too. So that is a great source. Lydia is a great source. Her YouTube channel is where I learned from the first person I ever started watching. But she's got a how-to book for beginners, tons of stencils, tons of great dotting tools. And the other is, who did I see that had another one? I want to say it was maybe Dots by Lena. Color My Soulmite. Anybody else who knows other places to get other tools that are similar to this, if you can chuck those in the comments for Kayla and anybody else who might be wondering. And like I said, I got a set of 2 of these on Amazon. How's it going, Cassie? Hi, Brianna. How you doing, honey? It does kind of look like a pinwheel, eh? Like when you sit and blow on it in the summer. The outdoor pinwheels. Oh, Amazon has them. Yep, beautiful. You're most welcome, Kayla. Thank you for sharing the live. Oh, I'm glad you're doing good, Cassie. Things are doing good. I have been ill for a little while, and now I am back at it. So you guys are stuck with me again. Doing okay. Sent you a picture of my latest project. Ooh, I saw the baby sugar glider. It's so friggin' cute. Hello in Scotland. Will Scottish Island Life. Nice. Will's Scottish Island Life. That's awesome. Took me a minute to sound that out. I'm so sorry. But hello. Thank you, One Life. Steph, do you have an Amazon list where you get everything like your tools? I do. However, it is an Amazon Canada list. So it will take you to links in Amazon Canada. There is a link for that in my bio as well. If you go into I think it's in with my wish list there. I do also have a tools and supplies list. But that's the problem, is I need to actually find out how I can get an Amazon.com link, because, you know, over 90% of my followers and my customers are from the US. So it can at least give you an idea of what you're looking for, so that you know how it's being written up, so you know what to search on if you're not looking at the Canadian site. I hope that helps, Steph. How are all the puppers, Cassie? I am sounding better, eh? Sound a little more like myself, eh, Brianna? Karina, there you go, from down east for tools. Okay, who would that be? Oh, Paintaholics Anonymous, maybe? Or Karina May Canning? Big changes. Oh my gosh, you quit your job. Wow. What are you doing now? What's going on? Hi, Ms. Ritzy. I'm doing good, love. Thank you. Yeah, definitely on the mend. So, these are not all metallic colors. Some of them are. The pink is, the blue, and the purple. The green, the yellow, and the orange. Oh, and the teal is metallic, sorry. The green, the yellow, and the orange, I actually mixed in some gold into some regular paints to make them metallic. So that one was a bit of a cheat. All right, so now we need blue. And we're going to start on the other side here. So yeah, some of them are, other ones with improvisation. I find that it's really hard to find, especially metallic orange and metallic yellow. I did find a Deco Art Pearl that is a metallic. I bought it at the store after I'd already started this. So it would have been a different enough color that it would have potentially mucked it up. But I'm going to use that in future ones. I do a lot of this color scheme. I'm currently working on a teapot with this color scheme. I've got some mugs in this color scheme. This is the color scheme, one of the color schemes you can get in the made-to-order mugs that I do. I love this color scheme. I have yet to create anything with this color scheme that I don't absolutely love. sour candy pattern was in this color scheme. All kinds of stuff. I'm never going to get tired of it, that's for sure. So when you get to that point where you get hooked on a color combo, you also make whatever modifications you need to so that you have a nice long supply, a nice full supply of whatever colors and paints you need, right? How are you doing, Brianna? You went from the vet to a meat market. Oh my goodness, that's a big change. How are you doing with it? Aw, thank you so much, Will. Oh, there you go. Thanks, Jan. Won't let me clap. So 4-piece clay needle tools. There you go. Searching that on Amazon should help. Thanks, Jan. That's a big change, Cassie. I hope that you're happy. All right, after that we need purple. So, right, okay, so purple, I'm gonna start. Do you guys find that you use the same color scheme an awful lot? What are your favorite color schemes? Or do you find that you're drawn to things that are typically the same color scheme or within a few colors? Like, I love teals and oceany kind of colors. I always find that I gravitate towards the teals. Anything bright and happy, I really like. It's so fun looking at other people's artwork and seeing what kind of things that they see for color schemes. There's so much inspiration out there. You're falling in love with this one? It's cute, isn't it? These ones are fun ones to watch develop too, because they do up relatively quickly and you start to really see the design coming through really fast. It's a fun one to work with. So I've got 4 that are ready to resin. I will be using the UV resin on both sides of the keychain to protect it, but then I actually leave the sides just varnished. It's not the raw wood, but it's varnished. And I like the feel, the difference between being able to feel the difference between the super smooth resin and the slightly rougher varnished wood. It's a nice tactile experience. So I've got 4 in the other color scheme that we're gonna resin. After I've got this painted, then we're gonna let this dry for a little bit. Then I'm gonna have to varnish them. I put a coat of varnish over top before I do the UV resin to reduce the risk of the wood releasing air into the resin and causing bubbling. I had that happen, and thankfully Jay Grons, our friend Jenna, who does a lot of work with resin, gave me the tip. You should see her work. It's freaking beautiful. JGRONDZ. Anyways, she gave me the tip to varnish ahead of time so that it would keep the air from seeping from the wood into the resin. It kind of made all these little tiny micro bubbles. Actually, is it right here? Yes, it is. So, see this one? And let me zoom in. Do you see all these little tiny bubbles in here? This was on one that was not varnished. Look at them all. Right? All those little tiny little micro bubbles. So the varnish seems to be doing the trick there and keeping them and keeping them from having any of that in there. All right, let me scroll back for a quick second. I know I'm behind on the comments. Bear with me one moment. If you're new here, please know that if I don't answer your comment right away, I will pause and come back and answer them. I promise you. So just bear with me. Have a wonderful evening, Will. It was wonderful to meet you. It is pretty cute, eh? Kyra and Greg agree to trim their nails, so they're a little mad. Yeah, do they make you pay for it a little bit? Debbie, the keychain I got off of Amazon. I'm addicted to using the metallic purple, green, and blue. Yes, those are great colors together. The resin is so much fun, and it feels so nice in your hands, eh? Lady Hawk. Oh my gosh, is that a reference to the movie Lady Hawk? Do you remember that movie? Anyways, I remember that movie. That one was a powerful freaking movie and highly underrated. Anyways, I am using right now, it's a clay sculpture tool. We call it a micro daughter. So you can get these off of Amazon. Your comments won't post. That's really weird, Cassie. I'm sorry. I've had people have trouble with that out every once in a while. But I also wasn't looking at the comments, but I hope I didn't miss any. Tried to do that design, but cannot get my swoops to line up. They don't match on each side. So sometimes what you want to do then is try it without changing the color, because as you change the color, the consistency of the paint is going to change. So it sounds to me like there's some inconsistency in the paint thickness that might not have been easy to account for. But keep going. And Greg and Kara are great. That's wonderful. How do I varnish it? I use some artist varnish with a paintbrush. Yeah, it is. It's so smooth. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So I'm not doing custom orders right now. I don't typically do custom orders, but I am going to be making a whole bunch of paw print keychains and ones like this. And I've got a couple other designs as well. And then I'm going to be creating a bunch of little ones that are just these little tokens, just to kind of have and maybe like carrying in your wallet. So stay tuned for those. They will be coming soon. I am going to be doing a crap ton of paw print keychains after I'm done all of these. And these ones here that I'm working on will be listed on my website sometime this weekend. So keep an eye on my website there. But the paw print stuff will be coming very, very soon. So yeah, Bella, you as well, just keep an eye on the website, because there will be, these keychains will be listed on the website sometime this weekend, and there will be more to come. I really want to work on the little paw tokens very, very soon, so I would expect to see those really soon. Yes. 100%, Cassie, for sure. We definitely will. I don't know if you guys, actually for my live schedule, the post that has the live schedule for this week has a sunflower stone with a paw print in the middle. That's a stone that I made for Cassie way back when. It was your sunflower stone, Cassie. I think that was one of the prettiest things I've ever made. So I want to replicate that one again soon. So after these ones are done, we'll let them dry a little bit. And I'm going to, we'll varnish them maybe tonight. And while they're drying, we will, we will resin the other ones. Where did it go? There it is. Aww, I love that one, Cassie. That was one of my favorites. Isn't it cute, Tracy? One of the girls that I follow here on TikTok, she was at a market and she posted, she's like, this is why I come home with no money during market season. And she was at a market and she bought one. And she's like, she put a post and like, did I make a mistake? So I posted, I said, you would have been bananas not to buy that. And then she jumped on and she's like, do you want a romper? I'll send you a romper. So we did a trade. I'm going to be sending her an incense holder, and she picked up the romper for me. Her username is Margarita's Mary Jane. She's fantastic. I don't know if you ever saw the post that was out when there was somebody who said, I need a white girl with an astrology chart to tell me what planet is making me sad. And she posted the one where she's like, that's Earth. That's the one. That's the one that's making you sad. Anyway, she's really, really funny, and she's super sweet. And, yeah. So I'm going to be sending her off an incense holder later this week. It was really cool because I was mentally preparing myself for her to say, you pick one for me. And the one that I had mentally picked out to send her is the one that she ended up choosing anyway. I thought that was kind of cool. And it's so comfortable. It needs a little bit of room, extra room for the girls, but maybe this will be the motivation to maybe eat a little less shit. You could sell the paw keychain ones as dolly. Yeah, totally could. I actually found a place where you can buy some dog collar tags too. So that would be cute. I'm gonna start doing. I've got an idea for some paw print mugs, mandala mugs as well. So I got lots of ideas. I think the paw prints is something you're going to be seeing quite a bit of over the next little while. I've already planned on making sure that at least part of my Christmas ornament collection is going to be paw print Christmas ornaments too. That's going to happen. I got to start painting Christmas ornaments. I think I've got it on my calendar for 2 weeks from now to start painting Christmas ornaments. Bananas. Hi, Paula. It's so good to see you, too. Oh, my God, Tracy. It's so comfortable. So comfortable. How are you doing? And how's it going, Paula? What have you been working on, Donna? Jan is crocheting sloths. That's so amazing. What's everybody else been up to? Fill me in. I feel like it's been so long since I've had the chance to sit and hang out with you guys. I did my first live on Sunday afternoon, and it just didn't feel like enough time. It's so good to be back here hanging out with you guys again. Going good, enjoying summer. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad, Paula. Doing much better. Definitely much better on the road for sure. The thing that I'm finding is still a little bit difficult is just the weakness. But I think that's just without, not being able to keep a lot of food down and all of that sort of stuff. So I still find that I get tired and I get winded fairly easily. But I don't have to take as many naps as I did. So I don't know if that's success or if that's something that I should be sad about because I'm not getting to take as many naps, but I feel more like myself. So Christmas in July on the Women's Network if you need. Oh God. Oh no, thank you. Barb's channeling her inner sloth. Good for you. I think the paw prints are what's going to make it easier for me to start painting Christmas ornaments already. Never mind the fact that I keep seeing a whole bunch of people already painting them. So I gotta get my shit together and get painting. And Lord knows I've got a ton that are ready to be painted. One thing that I will 100% bring back around the holidays are going to be the paint with me parties. 100% we'll be doing some ornament painting parties for sure. For sure. I do feel like this month has just completely sped past me. And that's, because I was in bed for 2 weeks. But at the same time, it just feels like everything that I wanted to get done in in July, just is now getting put on the August to-do list. But that's okay. It's happening when it's supposed to, and we're gonna have some fun. If you're new to my page, welcome. My name is Jamie. I'm a dot mandala artist. I've been doing this as my full-time job for about 2.5 years now. I'm winging it most of the time. I do sell my stuff. I've got a website that's linked in my bio. I've got a Redbubble store. I've got a YouTube channel as well if you are interested in learning how to do these paintings. I do have a YouTube channel that has a playlist full of tutorials that can help you if that is something that you are looking to pursue. If you are, it is so much fun. The biggest piece of advice I could say is, number one, if you think you can't do it, there's a really good chance that you're wrong, because it's much easier than I ever expected it to be. Doesn't mean that it's easy, but it's much more easier, and it's so much fun that it's easy to sit and practice, you know? And if you want to give it a try, do it just for the fun of it. See if you enjoy it. I cannot even begin to express how valuable the healing benefits and the meditative benefits that come with this art form. Never mind the absolute kick-ass, wonderful community that exists as well. So if you're new to this community, we'd love to have you. I've got a Facebook group if you want to come hang out and ask questions and share your work and get advice, all that wonderful stuff. I go live multiple times a week. So I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for coming and hanging out tonight. I'm not going to be doing a 2-hour live tonight. Probably hour and a half tonight. And just kind of slowly get back into things. Now on Thursday, I am going to be live in Christina Lee's Facebook group. We'll be painting some mugs there. I'm currently working towards a goal. I've got a virtual tip jar on my links, and I also there's an option on my website for people to leave a tip if they choose when they purchase. And what I want to start doing is just sharing with you guys what I'm saving that money up for. And right now my current goal is to save up $300 from those tips so that I can pay the rent on a shelf to get into a maker's market that is in the town near me. I think it would be a really, really good venue to sell some of my mugs. So just if you have made a purchase that had a tip on it, please know that that's what your money is being set aside to go towards, is to help me grow and expand my business. So thank you for all of that love. So here's the 5 of them. Don't they just somehow just look really, really so much more fun when they're all together? Britt, hello, Britt, how are you? It's so good to see you. How have you been? All right, just had to take a drink. So there's those 5. I'm going to put them aside for now because they are going to sit and dry. Once they are dry, we can varnish them. And in the meantime, we will bring these 4 in here, and we're going to get ready to do some UV resin. Ooh. Now, I have to get on the ball. I do have a link for this resin company as part of their affiliate program. I just have not set it up on my links or anything yet, but there will be eventually. And until then, if you go to Amazon and you search J Diction UV resin, you should be able to find this. It comes in a kit or just with the bottles of resin. And in the kit that I got the first time, it comes with a couple little tools. It comes with a silicone mat, and it comes with a UV light, just like when you get your nails done, the UV nails. And I think I need... How am I going to do this? I need to unplug my phone, but then I need to plug in my phone somewhere else. So I'm just going to switch my cords here. Sorry, guys. So the kit comes with the UV light, the silicone mat, a couple tools, some gloves, that sort of thing. And it was, and this size bottle of 100-gram bottle of the UV resin. So it's a really good kit, and I think it was $45 or $35 Canadian to start, which is pretty good in my eyes. And it's been able to do a ton of keychains. I've done it already, at least 35 keychains, so it goes fairly far. So this one, oh shit, I haven't varnished it. Crap. Okay, so we're going to varnish, and then the next ones we'll varnish, but the varnish dries really quickly, so we'll be able to still resin. Whoopsie. Isn't it pretty? So, Jan, thank you so much for this honeycomb mat. I've really gotten spoiled over the last month. I have been so blessed and just spoiled rotten by you guys, sending me incredible gifts that are helping me out so much. And I want to do TikToks for each of you to thank you and to kind of like, I guess, do like an unboxing kind of idea, even though I've already opened the packages. But those are coming. But in the meantime, thank you, Jan. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, everybody who just never cease to stop spoiling me rotten. I am very grateful for you guys. Tracy spoiled me with a hand sander. I'm actually, I spoke with my super, and he is going to let me use his workshop to do some sanding. So I'm really excited. I've got a couple big tables that need to be sanded. Oh, that's not good. Look at the junk. Well, that one I'll just put aside for now. So yeah, my super's going to let me use the workshop and be able to do some sanding, just to be able to keep the dust out of the apartment, right? Like, this is I live in the dustiest apartment that I've never lived in some place that has dust accumulate the way this place does. It makes me really excited because we're going to be getting new floors at some point, and I think that's going to make a big difference. I mean, there's 30-year-old carpet in here, right? So it's going to make a pretty big difference for that. But I certainly don't want to add anything to there that any of us could be breathing in. Goodness knows Mom and I shouldn't be breathing that stuff in, and I don't want Audrey breathing it in either, right? Audrey's got enough crap to deal with. Audrey's my cat, sorry. All right, let me grab the other paintbrush. Now when I prep these, I prep them with gesso. You could use any kind of black acrylic paint. I like the gesso. I like the color of it. I find it doesn't go super chalky when in between, like when it's being painted on and compared to when it's being varnished. I find black acrylic paint goes really gray fairly quickly, but it's all personal preference. It all works. So you do. So I think when I do the paw print keychains, I'm going to have a couple different designs, but this is definitely going to be one that I come back to, and I think I'm going to change up the colors and do a few different color combos of that one. I think that'll be fun. All right, and you know what? I bet these ones are dry enough that I can do some varnish on them. All right, so we're going to do it. Do it. Right, it doesn't need to be a super pretty thing of varnish. Around the edge is where I'm the most careful. Because I want it to be protected, of course. But so if you guys are dot mandala painters, what do you like to paint on the most? What's your favorite thing to paint on? Do you like the large things? Do you prefer small? Oh, I need more of the background color. I think there's going to be some touch-ups here. We had 44 people on and with 4.4 thousand likes. That's really cool. Regina Jilly. Ah, thank you. I'm so glad. Yes, they will be available for purchase. Should be later on this weekend. Oh, and I shouldn't have varnished that other one because I haven't removed the guidelines. Whoop. And I'm actually going to grab a Q-tip and we're going to get the guidelines. The yellow ones already had them, but the rainbow ones did not have the guidelines erased yet. So let me show you that. I use watercolor pencil crayon to draw my guidelines. So I just grab a wet cotton swab and just lightly go over. And when you do this as well, it can kind of clear everything up and make everything a little bit sharper, and you can see if there are spots like here that need to be touched up before you go any further. So you check your size. You never know when you've stuck your hand into paint, when you've gone to grab something and turn it around and all that fun stuff. And then, oh, what's up, Audrey? Audrey, you okay? She's just talking. What's up, Audrey? You all right? I think she's been dreaming really deeply lately because she's almost been startling herself awake a lot of the time and making some really weird noises. So these will be available in my website. Hopefully, not hopefully, they will be available sometime this weekend. I'm shooting for Saturday, but I will put up a post, and I'll put up a post on Instagram as well when they are listed. So there's going to be 5 of these rainbow ones, and then there's going to be 5 of the other ones. So I'll show you them both. They're double-sided, both sides of the keychain. They have the same design and the same colors, but in different orders. So, for example, this is one side of the keychain, this is the other side. This one will look like this after it gets resined. Dreaming of chasing mice, probably, and then she's so upset. So this is the 2 sides of the keychain. So exact same colors, exact same design, just in a different order, right? And then that's what we did with this one as well. So that exact same design, exact same colors, just in a different order. So see, this one went from coral to yellow, this one went from yellow to coral, this one went from teal to periwinkle, and this one went from periwinkle to the teal. So same keychain, just on the opposite sides. These are all the ones that will be available this weekend. There's going to be 5 of each. 5 of each pattern. If I can manage to get some more done, I will for sure, but I can't guarantee it. The brush on varnish that I'm using is Liquitex Gloss Medium and Varnish. So it just happens to be a medium that you can add to paints to create a high gloss finish, but it also doubles as a varnish. I do not know why I bought the medium and the varnish. I think I meant to buy just the varnish and ended up buying this instead. But I don't know why. So if you were to find a Liquitex gloss varnish that was not also a medium, that is fine as well. Okay, there's literally 0 reason for the gloss medium. It just happened to be what I had on hand. I don't use a lot of gloss varnish either. I have a huge preference for matte finishes. So when I'm painting on canvas or stone or wood, I don't use a high gloss varnish to seal the piece. So I have this varnish sitting around, and I already know that it's going to work well under resin because the resin is such a high gloss. So that is the only reason I picked a high gloss, is because I had it and I didn't anticipate using it for anything else in the future. That's your fave? Liquitex has some great stuff. There's all kinds of good stuff out there. Play with as much of it as you can. I've tried varnishes from Folk Art varnishes. I haven't tried a Deco Art varnish yet. So if you guys have any opinions on that, that's always good. I've tried the Liquitex. My matte varnish that I use currently is watered down Mod Podge. I use 50% water, 50% Mod Podge, matte Mod Podge, and it thins it down so nicely that it doesn't stay tacky. When I used it just pure out of the bottle, it never seemed to really dry and cure. But the watering it down makes it spread super easy, and I get a great matte finish with it. Now, the only reason I went to the matte Mod Podge for a matte finish was because I had a bottle of matte Liquitex, and I accidentally mixed in some satin varnish with the matte, and then it was no longer a matte varnish. So I do want to try the Liquitex matte varnish again at some point in the future. I just don't know quite when that's going to be, because I just don't really have a need to go out and buy it right now. But so if you guys have a favorite varnish or something that you do to seal your pieces that's kind of a trick that you want to share with any newbies, please make sure you chuck that in the comments. My big thing is I always end up having to go back in and doing extra coats, and for some reason I never plan for it. It always surprises me somehow that I have more coats to do. But I do. I always end up needing to put more coats of varnish on than I initially anticipate. So I'm going to get ready to do some resin on here. So I am just putting on my gloves, and I wanted to try and find, where's my tool? Where's my little resin tool? Did I lose it? I didn't lose it, did I? No, that would be dumb. No, you wouldn't lose that. Would you? No. Oh, shit. Almost knocked over a huge glass of pop, though. That wouldn't have been good. It's small and it's clear, so I'm almost anticipating that it's sitting here somewhere that I'm just not seeing it. Because I used it last night. It's not in there. So that means I took it somewhere. All right, well, good thing I have some dotting tools that have the little metal balls on the ends. Filthy ones. Filthy. But then we have silicone brushes on the end. So I'm just going to use one of these to push the resin around. And then we'll chat while the resin is cooking under the light. I put it through the light twice. And this is the thing. Just keep putting it under the UV light until you get a non-tacky finish. Okay. I use acrylic paints on wood, canvas, and stone. And on mugs, I use multi-surface acrylic paints, enamel paints, glass paints. Any of those will work, but I use mostly multi-surface. I'm just starting to kind of dabble in some glass and enamel paints, so I'll let you know more about how I find those over time here. I wanted to try the enamel paints and the glass paints because I know that Delicate Dots Andrea has seen a lot of success with the Deco Art enamel paints and being able to do lots of layers of paints like top dots and stuff. So I really want to play with them. They are a thinner paint, so it might facilitate being able to do multiple layers without having the issue of the bubbling. And you still want to make sure that you can bake them. There's a lot of multi-surface paints that you could do multiple layers and you wouldn't have to bake them, so you wouldn't have to run the risk of bubbling, but it's usually a 30-day air curing time. which is a long time, especially if you're doing anything on a timeline or if you're running a business trying to pump out product. It's really, really difficult to have to kind of slow down like that. So definitely do some experimentation there on what you like as far as consistency, but and I'll share what I find out as I go through this as well. Minart. Thank you. I hope I'm saying your username right. I probably am not, and I'm so sorry if I'm not. Oops. So this waffle mat, like I said, was a gift from Jan, and it's great because these keychains, the metal bezel on the top, when you're sitting it on a flat surface, it actually raises the keychain up and makes it so that it's not laying level and flat. So this honeycomb mat allows it to sink down a little bit lower and be able to kind of cover and stay level, which is nice. So I'm going to hold this down. Hi, how you doing? It's so good to see you. Oh, you're the best. Ruby slippers. That's Randy, right? Is it? Am I right? I get to know your usernames so well, you guys, and then it's like my brain hits a maximum of the number of names that I can remember at any given time. Yes, I was right. Oh, I didn't torch it. Shit, you're right. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hang on. Whoops, hopefully this works. Oh no, I screwed this one up. This one's bad. This one is gonna get set aside. Damn it. Oh well. Oh well. That one's getting set aside. I wonder if I can salvage any of it. No, it's done. Shoot. Thank you though, Patty, because I would have forgotten on all of them. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will remember on this one. Pooper. That's all right. It's one keychain. Everything's fine. All right, let's try this again. How you been, Randy? I'm so glad I got that right. That's so nice. That feels good. Can blame you for it. Yeah, geez, Randy. Trying to concentrate. I'm just kidding. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you, Patty. You guys are so helpful. You catch so many things. Remember when I was doing mugs and I signed like 4 of them and I kept signing them 2021 and it was 2022? I didn't catch it. Who knows how long I would have continued doing that. So my fix for that wasn't to pay closer attention. My fix was just to not put the date on anymore. So I don't have to think about it. I don't know which is the most appropriate. Oh, I'm glad you're doing good. I love that you're human. Oh, thanks, love. To make mistakes and not fall over. Yes, 100%. Experimentation is the name of the game here, right? Everything is an experiment. Some of it's going to work, some of it isn't going to work. Some of it you're going to enjoy, some of it you're not going to enjoy. So if you follow the fun and consider everything's an experiment, and there's always information in every experiment, whether the experiment turns out the way you wanted it to or not, right? There's always information in it. Always, always, always. Every time you experience something that you don't like, you gain clarity on what you do like. Right? And it's not, one thing that's really important is it's not about pretending that something bad is something good. It's acceptance, right? It's okay. Sometimes it looks terrible, it messes up, and that's it. Hi, Angie. Welcome. So my name is Jamie. I'm a dot mandala artist, and I'm currently painting a bunch of keychains, getting them, just finished painting them, and now covering them in UV resin to protect them. And just slowly picking away at any questions that you guys may have about painting dot mandalas. always happy to try and answer questions. I can't tell you I've got all the answers, but I will always do my best. So welcome. We pride ourselves on this community an awful lot. I am so ridiculously proud of this community and to be associated with it in any way, because it is the most loving and kind and encouraging community that I've ever been a part of. And so welcome. We're happy you're here. To anybody who is here for the first time, I go live multiple times a week. I put a live schedule in my feed and in my Instagram highlights. I've got a ton of YouTube videos with some tutorials there. I have downloadable PDF patterns available on my website, as well as all the stuff that I hand paint. So whether you are a collector of stuff with mandalas, or if you want to learn how to do them, you have come to the right place. I'm just going to open my blinds, you guys. It's getting stuffy in here. I find that this time of day, when the sun has finally gone down, I have to keep my windows closed throughout most of the afternoon with the heat, right? So when it is nice, just being able to open up the windows and get some fresh air back in here makes all the difference in the world. So this is my favorite time of the day. Next to early morning, this is my favorite time of the day because I get to let fresh air back in again. Here we go. Welcome to the fam. Exactly. You're stuck with us now. I love that you're here. And you know what? I think I might have spoken too soon. I thought the sun was down further. And unfortunately, the sun is strong enough to start making your resin gummy. So I'm actually going to close these one more time for a few minutes anyway. Damn, that sucks. It's really helpful. I'm going to leave the window open so the blinds might bang a bit. And now I'm going to turn this on for a second time. So what can sometimes happen is when you put it in just one time, if it's not fully cured, when you go to touch it, it'll be tacky and sticky. So make sure, don't worry if you find, hey, I've done it 3 times and it's still tacky. Keep putting it under the UV light, okay? Keep doing it, because it could be all about the humidity in the room that you're in and the air outside. All of that sort of stuff can impact how everything is curing. And try to make sure that, like, the room that I'm in here, see, we have these huge windows. This is our solarium, our little mini greenhouse in here. So if I sit in here during the day and work on the UV resin, I have to close those blinds up tight, because the UV rays from the sunlight can start to cure the resin. So make sure you keep that in mind as well. Didn't even occur to me to think of that. And in my head now, in hindsight, I'm like, wow, that kind of makes sense. Now, I think actually, and sorry, I was just sidetracked by looking at this. I'm going to fully cure this, and then I'm actually going to go and I'm going to sand it, and I think I can salvage this one. But I do need to finish curing it, so I'll stick it under the lamp again after. But I will be able to sand that down and put a thin layer over top and be able to salvage that keychain. So it won't be a total miss. If you guys have any questions at all, oh, come on. If you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. I'm happy to try and answer them for you. I don't pretend to have all the answers, but I will do my best to answer what I can for you. And whether you paint mandalas, dot mandalas, whatever it is that you create, or if you just like being here because you find it relaxing, there is no rules. All right, so that one is done. So now I'm going to put this aside for about 10 minutes, and that should fully cure. So now we'll get started on this one. So we'll stay on for about another half an hour and see if we can get more of these resins before signing off. It would be nice to get a bunch of these done. I'm going to zoom in on the next one too, because seeing this part of the process, up close is incredibly satisfying, especially that first pour out of the bottle. It's very, very satisfying. I'm going to be doing some resin on some bigger pieces as well. For those, I will be using art resin. It's a 72-hour curing time, but you need at least 24 hours nice and still and no dust and everything while it becomes handleable. But then it's fully cured after 72 hours. It's a great resin, very low odor. I actually got to go to the Art Resin Studios in their home office and play with their stuff. And there's a video of me doing a tutorial on their YouTube channel too. But it's great resin. It's easy to use. It is a 2-part mixer. It's not as convenient as the UV resin, but it is incredibly good quality for those larger pieces. So for example, I'm going to be using it on the terracotta plates that I was working on before, and I got some tables that I've painted that I need to sand them down, and I'm going to resin those again as well as a finish on those tables. And I'm so excited, Tracy. I don't know if you were here when I mentioned it, but my super's going to let me use his workshop to go and sand the tables, so I should be able to get those done pretty soon. I'm excited. Tracy spoiled me rotten and gifted me with a hand sander. Got to do a video on that for you. All right. What's your name, height, not weight? What? Jamie Matthew 5'3", 5'4". Aw, thank you so much, Michelle. Oh, and thank you, Lisa, for the roses. Said to ask any questions. Okay. I did do that, didn't I? Jamie Brooke Matthew, born in September of 1976. And 5'3", 5'4"-ish. I used to like tell people that I was 5'6", but I'm so not. It's all right, Patty. I love it. That's awesome. Capitalized on an opportunity. You're brilliant. All right. So you know what I'm going to see? Let me see if I can bring the light down and give us a bit better lighting. That's better. That's a little bit better. You're amazing, Patty. I love you. All right, so this is the satisfying part, or one of the satisfying parts, is when you pour the resin on. It's good to be back, too. Good thing I double-checked your username. You almost got yeeted out. I kind of looked at that, too, and I'm like, oh, it's Patty. I'll answer that for Patty. That's fine. That was funny. That did make you laugh really out loud. That's awesome. Barb doesn't miss much. Barb's caught and thrown the flip-flops and kicked people out and muted people and reported comments before a lot of you guys have. Most of you guys see that stuff long before I see it. And we're pretty lucky, though, eh? We don't really get a lot of stuff, right? We don't really get a lot of it, thankfully. We're pretty lucky. We don't get a lot of trash. A lot of trash talk. Any kind of garbage, hateful comments to me is just trash, right? Just trash. Not that kind of place. This is not the place for it. It will not be welcomed. Kindness, encouragement, and a safe space for people to just come here and be who they are. No expectations. on any given day ever. You're in a good mood one day, you're in a bad mood the next day. Doesn't make any difference. You are welcome here all the time. As long as everyone is kind and respectful, that's all we really care about. And we really haven't had a ton of problems, which has been wonderful. So you hear all kinds of horror stories, right? But we do all right. I think the worst, most scandalous thing ever that's happened on this account was when I was painting at the farm and a ladybug crawled into my video, and let me tell you that TikTok lost its damn mind. Everyone's like, oh my God, you're infested with bugs. I'm not buying your stuff. And people came out of the woodwork to say, relax, she lives on a farm. Everything's fine. Get over it. But it was I think that was really the biggest scandal, to which I had said, well, that was Buggate. And I'm like, I'm going to give them a raise. That was one of my first viral videos. So that was perfect. Oh, I don't need to move this yet. I need to actually cure it, don't I? That was a funny one. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Yeah, there was the prisoner that joined the live. That was fun. That was interesting. Didn't know quite what to do with that one right at the beginning. We've learned a lot and we've grown a lot since the beginning. Oh, thank you, Katrina. That's so nice of you to say. Thank you. You came in late. I know someone gave you the honeycomb mat. Did you say where she got it? I didn't say where she got it, but this was from Jan. And it didn't say on the package where it came from, Jan. I wasn't sure if it was from Amazon or not. It threw you off. Right? That was amazing. Well done, Patty. I love it. Keeps everybody on their toes. I torched this one, I promise. Right, isn't that hilarious? Oh, I forgot about him, Patty. Oh, right. I guess I've blocked a lot of stuff out now. Then I did have one video that went viral, and a whole bunch of people basically, there was a story that I had painted a sacred symbol and I was now in jail being tortured for my transgression. That was an interesting one as well. No need to unblock. It's fine. That one really was a little bit more traumatizing and confusing. It wasn't as laughable. It was a little concerning. So I had a video posted and somebody said that I had painted a sacred symbol and I had been arrested for it. Yep. So I was getting tons and tons and tons of messages asking, am I okay? Sending me love. And then the opposite side of, good, she deserves it. Like, crazy, crazy stuff. I had to go through and translate all of it to see what it was that people were saying, because I had no idea. But some guy, apparently it was a spoof, ended up finding out that it was a spoof, and it was weird. It was just weird. Oh, thank you, Katrina. That's so sweet of you. You're snorting, right? It's like, huh? What? I remember, I don't know if for any of you who were here last year when I went for the alpaca sleepover at Haute Goat, I was lucky enough to get to try out their alpaca sleepover experience before they released it to the public, because the people that I lived with at the farm, they were working at Haute Goat at the time. And anyways, I remember it happened then, and I was like, I have no cell phone signal and no battery, thank God, because I could have gone down one hell of a rabbit hole trying to figure stuff out. But I just pretended to sit and thank anybody for the love, and yes, I'm totally fine. But I also didn't really want to interact too much. I was just kind of like, you know what? let's just disappear for a day or two and we'll be okay. But it was weird. It was weird. Lots of weird shit happens on the internet. And I think the best thing to do is to not try to understand it and just try and keep yourself as removed from it as you can. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go, Patty. Nope. I'm coming to terms with it. But, you know what I am doing is I found out that my all-time favorite band from the time I was 13 is coming to Toronto 4 days before my birthday. So along with saving up to get into that Market store, I am also saving up to get a ticket to that show. And that's the Crowded House show in Toronto. Crowded House is the whole reason I ever wanted to go to New Zealand in the very first place. Yeah, I'm really disappointed. Thank you, Patty. I'm not gonna lie. I've shed many a tear over it, but I just couldn't justify going. I haven't been able to see my dad since Mom and I got sick. Mom is still testing positive, so until that ends, I just couldn't take the risk. And I couldn't take the risk of going into a packed hall and potentially taking something to my dad as well, right? And that would be anything. I don't want to take a cold in there, anything that keeps me from being able to see him. I don't want to risk that. And I had to just kind of say, you know what? It won't be the last time that he tours. It's not the first time for me to see him. It's okay. And I'm allowed to be devastated by it, but I'll hit another one. Exactly. And I'm going to get myself a wonderful birthday present. I'm going to splurge and get the good tickets. And I go to concerts by myself all the time. I love going to concerts by myself. So that will be my birthday present to me, where I'm going to go and I'm just going to bask and let Tim and Neil Finn just sing to me and serenade me. And hopefully they'll have lots of stories to tell in their wonderfully delicious New Zealand accents, and it'll just be a little piece of heaven. So that's the plan. That is the plan. No, I wasn't able to sell the ticket, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it'll be good, Donna. I think it'll be really good. No, unfortunately, I wasn't able to sell the ticket. I might throw it up there tomorrow just in case someone last minute wants to take it. Because I can sell it on the Ticketmaster website, but I'm not sure if it'll do me any good or not, but we'll see. We'll see. My birthday is in September. I was born September the 18th. All right, torch it. I'm just going to start saying it out loud all the time now. Torch it. All right, torch it, bake it. Here we go. September 18th, 1976. I am right on the Virgo Libra cusp. But I'm pretty damn textbook Virgo. With the exception of being incredible, with Virgo, one of the traits is very health conscious and usually very thin. No. No way. Is it really, Patty? Shut up. That's so cool. I love that. So how many years for your anniversary this year? August 20th. Right at the beginning. You have kids older than me. Yeah. Don't know what to say to that. 30 years. That's amazing. And Dawn is August 20th. Do you guys find, if you pay attention to astrological stuff, do you find that what your sign says about you is true? You feel so old? Nope. It's a state of mind. August 31, smack dab in the Virgo camp. Do you find that you are textbook Virgo, Donna? And you are Zumafu? You do too, Janice? Well, then I take that as a huge compliment that you guys want to hang out with me and can relate to me in life and everything. That tells me that I've got to be, I don't know, that just tells me that I've got to be doing a good job in my mind. Because I feel like I'm being able to connect with a lot of different age groups, and I feel like the connection is real and strong. Yeah, I think you are. I think you are right on the cusp. Very much so, the Virgo. No way, and that's your birthday? That's crazy. Look at all the connections, eh? Lori, how you doing, Lori? Yeah, and you're Taurus? Aww. That's so cool. Aw, thank you so much, love. I love you guys. I missed you so much. I missed you so much. It was so nice to be getting back to things. So I think I'm going to set the date for the auction to be the second weekend in August. So what would that be? The 10th, 11th, 12th. Starting on the 12th of August, I think. Your daughter's a Virgo? Textbook Virgo? It's amazing to me, all that stuff. It's so interesting. The other thing I always find interesting, horoscopes interest me and I like them a lot. But I'm also really interested in human design. All that stuff is really interesting too. But yeah, I've read a couple descriptions about Virgo and I'm like, I feel very called out and I don't appreciate this at all. Some of the qualities, yes, thank you. That seems like a compliment. Some of them, I don't appreciate that. You're doing great. Oh, good. She's very OCD, needs to be very particular. Oh, shit. I managed to pick up a keychain that I hadn't even baked yet. I moved one that had resin on it, but I didn't bake it. How freaking weird. All right, hold on. Sorry, guys, distracted for a second. What the hell, man? I think I'm just going to cure this one and I'll sand it. That's weird. Very particular. I likes the routines. Yeah. So Virgo-like. And thank you. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. It's good to be back with you guys. I've missed you so much. Oh, I'm totally out of practice, eh? It was so weird when I sat down and painted on Sunday. That was the first time I'd sat down and painted. And it felt weird. Everything about it felt weird. Good weird, but weird nonetheless. I'm kind of interested in how the next, I'm working on half-finished projects right now. And I've got a couple things on deck that are still need to be finished as well. But when I get to the next thing that I'm going to paint that is new, I'm really interested to see what I come up with because, the last couple of weeks has changed an awful lot. Your dad's a Virgo and your daughter's a Libra. So similar and next door to each other, but very different in a lot of ways, eh? Hi, Jessica. How you doing? She has artwork and oh, wow, that's amazing. Oh, so you're just surrounded by beauty. Does she keep you nice and your walls filled with lots of beautiful things? We're distracting you. It's totally okay. I missed you guys too so much. So much. I do not want to have to take breaks like this again, but we all know that that'll happen, right? But I'm really interested to see what the stuff looks like when I just paint it off the cuff after all of this time off. I'm hoping it's going to be kind of an insightful self-awareness kind of experience, hopefully. I think it'll be very interesting. I missed you guys so much too, though. So we're going to stay on for about another 10 minutes. Actually, you know what? I've got 4 keychains left, so we'll just finish the 4 keychains, and then we'll sign off for today. I did 2 hours on Sunday, and it was wonderful. I had a great time, but I was definitely very tired after, and the next day I needed to recover. So we're going to do that again today. I'll sign off, and hopefully, I think an hour and a half might be the kind of sweet spot for a little while. I'll be live on Thursday evening on Christina Lee's Facebook group, and we're going to do some mug painting there. I need to paint another mug to go with my teapot, so we might even work on the teapot on that live too. Audrey's doing wonderful. You want to say hello? Let me unplug and point you. There's Miss Audrey. Hello, Audrey. What are you doing? Hey, baby. Audrey. She's so disinterested, eh? She's like, whatever. Turn the camera away. She's so disinterested. God. Gotta love cats. They never make you wonder what they're thinking. You always know. Oh, I just got a long, slow blink, though, so at least... Right, Audrey? Oh, I gotta get some video of you talking to me. Hey? She does a lot of the like if I walk into a room and she's been sleeping and she'll look at me and she'll She's pretty funny. I gotta get some video of her headbutting the door where the cupboard to where her food is too, eh? You don't realize how tiring it is when you're doing all the talking. Yes, especially when not fully recovered. 100%. And I didn't really anticipate that, right? Because I thought, oh, this is so nice. I'm so energized. It's so good to be back with everybody, which it was. But holy cow, it was tough, right? Because I hadn't really done a lot of talking for almost a couple of weeks. Yeah, Audrey's pretty cute. But I always say, you know the collar that in the movie Up where they've got the dogs that talk? I'm like, I don't want that for my cat. I have no problem understanding what it is she's trying to tell me. I do not need a collar bringing those words to life. I'm very clear on what she's telling me. I always find that part really satisfying because it's like spreading the mirror. So here we go. Now at least we know that these silicone ends also work really well for doming resin. So the process that I'm doing of pushing this resin just to the edge, I'm not painting with the tool. Just like when you're doing swoops, you're not painting with the tool, you're coaxing the paint into the shape that you want it to be in. So I'm doing the same thing with the resin and just slowly coaxing it out towards the edge, and that's where it's going to sit. So my goal is to get it as close to the edge or right to the edge without it going over the edge and dripping down the sides, because I want to keep the sides just the wood with the varnish on it, not having them resined. The reason I'm doing that is, as much as I like the feel of it, it's more for the reason of it's significantly less of a pain in the ass. So the reason for that is that if I was to let it drip over the sides, there will be extra resin that will drip off, right? And it would take, I'd need a lamp that had light on the side or be able to hold it up under the lamp to get the sides. And there's just a lot of potential for future sanding and all kinds of weird stuff that could need to happen. So for me, this is easier. You may find for yourself that it's much easier to have it, to do each side individually. and sand them and let the resin go down the side and kind of finish them off that way. Maybe put some tape or some, masking fluid or something. All kinds of options there. You really have to experiment and try what you like, because it doesn't even... How it looks matters, of course, right? But what really matters is the process sustainable for you? All right, bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to scroll back now and catch up on the comments. Yes, it is ready right out of the bottle. It is J. Diction UV resin. So you can get them with this bottle. It also came with a silicone mat, the lamp, which is USB powered, a couple different tools. And that kit was about $35. And then recently they had a sale on for Amazon Prime Day, and I was able to get 2 of these 100-gram bottles for $32 or something like that. So I've got 2 more of these bottles ready and waiting to go here in this box. Now the resin has gone fairly far. I've done well over 30 keychains so far. So there's lots in there, and it goes pretty far. Have I ever accidentally gone over the size with the resin? Yes. Yes, I have. So what I've done in those cases, most of them are waiting to be sanded, because I'm going to try and sand it off and go from there. And some of them might just be write-offs because of it. But it hasn't happened very often. Usually when it does happen is when I... excuse me, when I've put the resin on and when I go to grab it to turn it, that's usually when, because it almost breaks the surface tension, and then it causes it to spill over, or my finger drags it over. I have tried to do more than one under the light, but it didn't really seem to speed it up for me, because I still had to put them under a couple times. Now it might save me time to put 2 under and do 3 times with the light, as opposed to 1 under and 2 times each. But I haven't really gone that far to test that yet. I did it once where I put 2 keychains under, and I had to put it back under the light quite a few times. So I didn't really feel like it was saving me much time. But it's definitely worth experimenting with again at some point, for sure. All right, we've got 3 more to do. So we'll probably be here till around 9:15. I apologize. My sinuses are starting to fill up again. And like after a little while sitting here, they start to fill. So today is Tuesday. I might actually be able to get these keychains up on the website by Friday. We'll see. I might wait and try and get some more done, get some paw print ones done, and get them all listed on the same day. We'll see. So welcome again to anybody who's new here and hasn't been on one of my lives before. Thank you for coming to hang out while we're doing all this work, getting these keychains ready. If you are interested in learning how to do these paintings, multiple different resources for you. I have a Facebook group. Joining any of my lives, happy to answer questions that you have. I have a YouTube channel that has a whole playlist of tutorials. And I also have downloadable patterns on my website as well. When you start coughing, it's time to stop. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm getting too dry. So you know what? I think you're right, Janice. Why don't we err on the side of caution here, and let's call it a night for tonight. Not going to push it. I keep promising everybody that I'm not going to push it and do too much too soon. And I think, let's say our goodbyes now. And like I said, I'm going to be live on Christina Lee's Facebook group on Thursday evening from 7 to 9 Eastern. And then I will be live on Friday night here on TikTok, and then Saturday afternoon on Instagram, I think. I can't remember. The post is in my profile if you want to check out the schedule. I love you guys. Thank you so much, Patty. And thank you for keeping me honest, Janice, because you're 100% right. I promised that I wouldn't push it. I'm not going to push it now. I love you guys. Bye, Barb. Thank you, everybody, so much. I love you lots and lots. And I'll look forward to seeing you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.